game review on Call of Duty Black Ops. It's a first-person shooter game, and I generally recommend it to people that play games such as Far Cry and Halo. The narrative and the story to the game is that the countries that are included are USA and Russia, but Russia is only actually available on the American campaign. The storyline to it is that in the game, Mason, that's the main character, has been taken by Cuban troops and he's been held captive to find out information on his past. You then as Mason have to go through, you have to fight for your country to go and get him back, which you later find out is Woods. The characters in the actual game are Victor, which is played by Gary Oldman, and you will notice if you put a picture of Gary Oldman next to Victor at the game that they are very much alike and identical. The audience will know that. Another character is Alex Mason, which is the stereotypical Hollywood star, and he's a CIA agent, and he's the person that has been captured by the Cuban troops to be brainwashed, but he is later saved by the others. As I said earlier at the beginning, that Call of Duty Black Ops is a first-person war shooter game, and the game's just very Americanised to tell people basically the story, and it does this by just cutaway scenes and stuff like that. So as you're playing the game, it might cut off to a video and it just shows the audience what's happening. The platforms you can actually get this game on was originally Xbox first, but over time, as every other game does so far, generally just moved on to Xbox, PC, Wii and so on, and it is now available on pretty much any platform. The target audience for Call of Duty Black Ops is 18 and over and mostly targeted at a male audience. The reason for this being that there is strong blood violence and also strong language throughout the game, and this isn't suitable for anyone under the age of 18 to play, but that doesn't mean that people under the age of 18 won't play it, due to obviously older brothers might have the game, or your parents might have the game and the younger audience may play it. The social economic grouping for this would be D's and E's, mainly because they have more free time to play the games, and they're a younger audience at the end of the day, and they want to keep up to date with new technology. The gameplay of this game is, again, it's a first-person shooter, and the player plays a role as a foot soldier who has a various range of firearms. He also throws grenades and other explosives, but he may also use other equipment such as climbing gear. He also will drive vehicles and etc. The character will take 3 stances. He has standing, crouching and prone. Each has obviously an effective rate of movement, accuracy and stealth. The screen will glow red to indicate that there is damage to the player's health. This might mean not only getting shot or having hit by a grenade or etc. It might also mean things such as jumping from quite a height down onto the ground. This will damage the health also. But over time it will regenerate and the colours will go off the screen. You'll be able to play as normal. Throughout the game there'll be missions, and throughout the missions there'll be objectives that the player will have to obtain, and basically he will have to complete these objectives to obviously move on throughout the game. Overall, I give this game a rating of an 8 out of 10. Understandably, because the graphics, firstly, I'd give them a 9 out of 10. They are getting better and better with each game, and it's getting very realistic, and it is easy to relate and to feel like you're actually in the game playing yourself. The gameplay of the actual game, I'd give an 8 out of 10. It's over the last sort of games they've brought out, they've all sort of really been the same, and getting in there just needs a bit mixing up. It can be a bit boring for other players that have played the last few games that they've brought out. The story, the actual storylines of the game, is very different, and I'd give this about an 8 out of 10 again. Just due to some people might find it hard to actually know what's happening, and they're sort of just doing the missions and just getting it over and done with, whereas other people will actually be able to understand the storyline and be able to actually get into it and really understand and play well throughout the game.